Alright, the votes are in. A lot of people said yes, so here we go. Let's take a look at my game room. Alright, so we will start from this side and we'll work all the way over to that side. So over here we have my Switch, my PS3, so Wii Remote, the TV, a Wii U, and a Wii. And the Wii is modded, by the way. A desktop, which is how I capture my gameplay through that capture card, which I will get to that in just a second. You have my GameCube, my NES, and I believe, yep, my Tyson's Punch-Out is already in there. Got some games up here, my Pac-Man Ghost, my Mac, which is what I use to edit my videos, or at least some of them. We have a CRT, a Super Nintendo, my Xbox, and some of my PS3 games with the PS3 controllers. And down below, we have my N64. Moving over here, we have my GameCube games over there, and then the bottom shelf over here are my spare consoles. The back over there is a PS2, and right here is a PS1. I didn't bother hooking those up over there because, I mean, really wasn't worth it since I don't really have like a lot of good games for those. And yeah, over here just spare consoles, the NES, and then two Wiis, with one of them broken because let's just say that modding ruined it. Moving over here, this is my shelf full of vintage games. This is my so-called collection, let's say. Over here we have some of the Mario games, Mario 1, 2, and 3. We got some other classics like DuckTales, Tetra, Burger Time, Pac-Man, and then up here we have Legend of Zelda, and then this very odd cartridge that has like 509 games of it in one. And the final thing is this is Gold Punch-Out. This was an absurd amount of money, and apparently there's only like less than 10,000 of these copies out there, so very fortunate to have one. Over here I have some Super Nintendo games like Super Punch-Out. It's a no-brainer that I would obviously have that one. I also have some Mario games like Super Mario Kart, Mario World, Mario All-Stars, and then I got some Star Wars games, and then Legend of Zelda games, and then just like a couple of other miscellaneous games. Up here are my PS1 games, but since these can be played in the PS3, that's also one of the reasons why I didn't bother hooking up the PS1 for pretty much that reason. Alright, and then finally up top I have my N64 games. I'm not going to take them out, but the two that are in there are Mario Kart 64 and Super Mario 64, and then there are two Star Wars games in there. Got some spare controllers and a Sega Genesis game, even though I don't actually own a Sega Genesis. Yeah, that is also it for the shelf. Alright, so with the room tour out of the way, we are now going to talk about how I record my gameplay footage. So right there is my Elgato capture card with some stuff hooked up to it. This is the HDMI wire that is currently hooked up to the Wii U, and the other stuff is either hooked up to my desktop or it's plugged in. I believe this is the plug that's plugged in, and this one right here feeds all the way underneath to my desktop right here, and then it goes into my computer. So when I open up OBS, it is already directly captured, and there it is. And it plays like that, and I can now start capturing it. I can record it as well. Now, everything that I just said only applies to the Wii U, the PS3, and the Switch. This is the hookup for the Switch. I just replaced that gray wire with this one. And then for the PS3, I believe it's, it's this wire right here. This wire, or this HDMI hookup, is for every other console that I did not mention. So let's get to that. So moving over here, I'm probably gonna have to move my Mac out of the way. These are my wires, and this right here is the adapter. It is an AV to an HDMI, so it allows me to hook up the 3 cable wires to the HDMI, and then it feeds into the capture card if I decide to hook it up or not. So this is for the Super Nintendo. I believe this is for like the NES, this is for N64, the gray one is for the Wii, and then this is for the GameCube. And whenever I want to capture like a different console, I just replace the wires with something else. So like, let's say if I wanted to record N64, I just put these in there, turn on the N64, and then I can start capturing it from here. Capture card wise, there's currently nothing hooked up to my CRT, although it is possible for me to hook up a game to it and just play it normally, but I cannot capture gameplay from it yet. As of right now, it is currently May 30th, and I did order a part that allows me to hook up one console to 2 TVs. So eventually I'm going to be able to record out of this TV, but also play on this TV. But it only works for the NES and the Super NES. It cannot work with the N64, the GameCube, or any other console for that matter. Want to give a huge shout out to Snorlax for giving me the idea to hook up one console to 2 TVs, but also get the same amount of button delay for this one. But yeah, that is currently it for my game room setup. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and seeing how things worked out, and I will see you all next time.